Welcome back to GMA3. The presidential election is just 6 months away, and as we head into the home stretch, we have the results of a brand new ABC News Ipsos poll.
Yeah, here to break it all down for us is ABC political director Rick Klein. Always good to see you. I've seen you so much this morning, but it's always good having you around. So tell us what this new poll tells us about the race for president.
It is just about tied, as tight as you can imagine. This is the number among all adults in our poll, 46-44. And if you just looked at registered voters or likely voters, you'd actually see the opposite result. But here's what's really interesting, guys. If you add in the third-party candidates, people like Bobby Kennedy and Jill Stein and Cornel West, you see the top of the ticket doesn't change that much. Still a slight lead for Trump. 12% for Bobby Kennedy Jr., though. That's a big number. We'll see if he's able to maintain it. And at least so far, it looks like more of those people are Trump voters than Biden voters. Right now, at least, it looks like the third-party candidates hurting Trump a little more than Biden.
That's very interesting. I'm also curious who Americans trust to handle the big issues, because there's so much going on in the world right now.
Yeah, well, the short answer is neither. You see, there's a big numbers on that column. A lot of people don't trust either of the major party candidates. But to the extent that they favor one or the other, the big issues that people are motivated by, inflation, crime and safety, protecting democracy, immigration's up there too. Those are all Trump issues. And the only areas that you see any edge for Biden are areas like healthcare and access to abortion. So that really marks a big difference. And that tells you, wow, under normal circumstances, that might be a blowout. Because if one candidate has the favorability on all the big issues, how is the other person even close?
And speaking of being trustworthy and honest, what about personal attributes?
Well, that's just it. That's what keeps Joe Biden in this matchup, because he is viewed as more honest and trustworthy by 16 points. Now, remember, a lot of people don't trust either of them, but that honesty question is a real one. Mental sharpness, Trump is just swamping Biden in that attribute. A lot of skepticism about whether he's mentally sharp to be enough to be president. And this is an interesting one. Understands problems of people like me. Biden has a 1-point edge. Now, that's your kind of classic who's with me, who's on my side type of question. That is Joe Biden. That is his whole political identity. And if he's not able to carry that and carry that into votes, I don't see how he wins this fall.
Well, President Biden is the current president. I'm curious how people feel about him. What's his approval rating looking like right now?
It is horrible, in a word, like 35% approval rating. We've never seen a president at this stage of his presidency with that kind of approval rating, that low, and then go on to win re-election. Then again, we've never seen a matchup of a current president and a former president in modern times. But that is a tough number. And I'll tell you, Biden folks are kind of resigned to the fact that it's not going to jump around that much. People are down on this matchup. They're down on this year, and they just don't feel like President Biden is providing the kind of leadership they want. Now, the key for Biden, of course, is going to make this not just a referendum on him, but a choice between the two, because if that's a referendum, that's not good.
And speaking of the former president, you know, we are in an election year and he's on trial in Lower Manhattan. So how can a conviction impact his support?
Yeah, look, if you want to know why this trial in New York matters, here's a very big reason. This is just among Trump supporters in our poll. 80% say they continue to support him if he's convicted, but 20%, 1 in 5, say they might reconsider that or drop support entirely if he's convicted of a crime. Now, that may be a hard thing to believe when you know all these strong Trump supporters, but it doesn't take 20% of Trump voters to change their minds to make a difference when you're in an election this close. If just a few people decide, you know what, a convicted criminal is not what I want, you really can't imagine higher stakes for this trial, which could easily be the only one that gets the trial before the election.
Yeah, but his support seems to not waver.
Yeah, not among his base. But that's not how you win an election, right? You need people in the middle. You need independents. You need moderates. You need people that might actually dislike both of these candidates. Who do you dislike the least when you vote? And things like a criminal conviction could actually make a difference.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Always good to see you.
Thank you, guys.